So big news, Lake of the Ozarks Shootout, going to be some serious changes. But first, this week, a big check presentation. They were able to present a large check to the Missouri Make-A-Wish Foundation. Tom Kitchen and Michelle and Tom Kitchen from Lake TV were there. Got photos and videos, and just a big $139,000 donated to Make-A-Wish of Missouri and Kansas, I believe.
Yeah, that's kind of, the two states kind of work together. So $139,000 at the annual Shootout Wishing on a Ride event. Wish kids with illnesses or disabilities who have a wish granted by Make-A-Wish get a powerboat ride from Captain Ron's. And this thing has grown so much over the last few years, they've had to like double it, right? So they do one part of the Wishing on a Ride at Captain Ron's, then they go over to Performance Boat Center and they do motorcycles, sports cars, helicopter rides. It is just stunning, all the things that they're doing for these kids. And I can't watch one of those because Lake TV covers those Wishing on a Rides, and I'm always crying watching that. It just hits you, you know, that you're seeing these kids that are probably not going to live very long getting this incredible experience, and their parents.
Yeah, it's neat. It's kind of puts things in perspective for us that are so fortunate living down here. And a lot of those, boaters that give of their time, their fuel, their boat, and then their, drive. Pretty neat. And again, it doesn't happen around Christmas, but kind of the spirit of Christmas. So great time for that check presentation. And then the other part is Shootout made an announcement that looks like there's going to be Bally Sports and CBS Sports involved in this year's coverage. Yeah,
isn't that kind of interesting that, and we were talking with the Shootout people a couple of weeks ago, and they were telling us kind of what they were planning. And basically what's happening is Shootout has gone from a little mom and pop thing. It started out, somebody had the idea, let's see whose boat can go fastest.
Right.
It started with that, and here we are 35 years later where it's just become a huge event. Yeah. This is huge business, big business. And so the Shootout people trying to keep up with that, and bring on these changes and stuff like that. So hopefully this will be a great thing for the Shootout.
Yeah, I mean, it's about growing. I mean, you saw that amount of money, and that's ultimately what it's about, $675,000 to those charities and fire departments. And so when you look at the amount of people nationally that this draws an interest from, I think CBS Sports and Bally and any national entity would be stupid not to want to get their hands on this, because it is going to become the boating mecca in the United States eventually. When you talk about the Make-A-Wish portion, don't be surprised if in a few years down the road we don't get the Kansas City Chiefs and the St. Louis Blues and Sporting Kansas City and the Cardinals involved in this, because when Missouri and Kansas Make-A-Wish organization looks at their biggest events or fundraisers, that's probably going to be one they're eventually going to be sending some of their big endorsers to.
Yeah, absolutely. And excuse me, why wouldn't you? Right. This is the biggest non-sanctioned boating event in the country, probably in the world. Why would you not jump on board with that and become a part of that? And it's really neat, because back to the Wishing on a Ride thing, they tell us that all of that money, the $139,000, stays local. Those funds all stay for the kids right here, which is cool. And they've got 550 kids waiting for a wish right now throughout the United States. So, and just think of how that's affecting all those lives.
Yeah.
So that's the beauty behind the Shootout.
100%. And the question already being asked, will Shootout be on Lake TV in 2023? And to be perfectly honest, we just don't know.
Right.
At this point in the game. We can assure you we will be covering, we will be around, we will do everything in our power to help and add great coverage locally and nationally to the event. But we cannot answer at this point in time whether we'll have the Shootout on Lake TV, but we will be involved, we can assure you that.